Last week, I got a chance to visit the fire department in downtown Denver, and we got to speak with the firefighters about how they use math in the real world. That's one of the questions I get probably the most in class is, well, when am I ever going to use this? And of course, it depends on what you end up deciding to do when you're going to use the things that you're learning. But I wanted to find out from our firefighters when they use math. So let's take a look at the visit from last week at the fire station. Hi, it's Becca. I'm with the Denver Fire Department Station Number 1, and we're doing real-world apps for math. Hi, we're here today with Captain Pixley and firefighter Mako, and we're going to find out a little bit how their job works and how they use math in their jobs.
Well, I've been a firefighter with the Denver Fire Department for 22 years. We're a very busy engine company, and we work a lot with mathematics.
Firefighter Mako, could you tell us a little bit about what you do every day?
Yes. Well, I've been on the Denver Fire Department for 14 years now. At any time during the day today, I could be using math. Well, like today, I'm driving the engine, so that means this fire engine has a pump on it. So if we get a fire, I will have to know how much water to be pumping to whoever's on the hose line. And we do that by using different equations. And I may actually have to be pumping water through something like this big ladder truck behind you. So, and then there's other things, like when we pull up on a building, if we see the building maybe 20 by 40, you kind of have to have some idea of the size of building that we're dealing with, as far as how deep into this building we're going to go, how much fire we could potentially have.
So how is it that you use math in your job?
We use algebra when we pump our water through our hoses to make sure that we get a good fire stream, because we want to make sure we can get the water on the fire. And as Engineer Mako mentioned, sometimes we have to pump the water way high in the sky through either a ladder truck or through the air, and we want to make sure that we can get enough pressure behind that water to force it through the hose to get onto the fire itself. Not only are we using math for hydraulic equations, like I had mentioned, but also we'll use it to determine what the weight of a substance is, or what the weight of a material is, if there's a certain type of incident where maybe a building fell over or it started to collapse, and we want to know how much those particular components weigh, so we can factor that in as well.
Do you use any technology to help you with any of these math things that you do on your job, or any computers or calculators, or do you have to calculate it all on your own?
No, when we're on a fire scene, it's pretty much all left up to, like myself, I have to know how to put the numbers into the equation. So I don't really have a calculator with me or anything. It's pretty much just on the go type of thing.
Ooh, so learn your times tables, kids. What technologies do you use to do the math in your job?
Well, unfortunately, unlike Bobby, I have to use some simple tools, and I'll use a calculator quite frequently. But the important thing about mathematics is if you don't know what to enter into the calculator, you're not going to get the right formula.
This is true.
So I use a calculator a great deal, and I do use my computer. So luckily, in those respects, I'm able to get the right answer. Mm-hmm. But what Engineer Mako and I do is we have very commonplace formulas that we use. So we have pre-established the answers to those programs, and it helps us be faster on the fire ground. So what Bobby's showing you is a format, so we have already pre-calculated what the answers to the questions are. And we thought about the issues, or we thought about the mathematical problems that we use every day, and we already have an answer for them. So then Bobby will be able to look at that and have an answer immediately. He won't have to go to a calculator. He won't have to try to factor it into his mind. He'll know what he has to enter in to get to a quick answer.
Do you find yourself memorizing a lot of this?
Yes, I do. It's after a while you remember some of the formulas, and I have them ingrained in my mind from my first company captains.